Five companies, $5 billion empires, and not one of them bought a single traditional advertisement to get their first million users. This is the story of how they did it, and what every founder can learn from their playbook. Most startup advice tells you the same thing. Build it, and they will come. Or worse, throw money at Facebook ads and watch users flood in. But here's the brutal truth about early-stage startups. You almost certainly don't have enough money to outspend established competitors on advertising. And even if you did, it wouldn't work. The economics are simply broken for a company with no distribution and no brand recognition. The smartest founders of the last 2 decades figured out something that completely changed the game. They stopped thinking about marketing as a department and started thinking about it as a feature. They engineered growth directly into their product. Every new user they acquired could become a channel to acquire the next user. The result was something mathematically beautiful: exponential growth with near zero acquisition cost. Today, we're going to break down exactly how 5 legendary companies pulled this off. Chapter 1: Dropbox and the Referral Loop. In 2008, Drew Houston had a problem. He had built an elegant cloud storage product, but no way to get people to actually try it. Traditional digital ads were too expensive. Cold outreach wasn't scalable, so he tried something radical. He built what became known as a double-sided referral loop. Here's how it worked. Existing Dropbox users were offered 500 megabytes of extra storage for every friend they invited who actually signed up. The friend who joined also got 250 megabytes as a welcome gift. Both sides win. The cost to Dropbox? Fractions of a cent in server storage. The result? In the 15 months following the launch of this referral program, Dropbox went from 100,000 users to 4 million users. That's a 39 times increase, with essentially zero marketing budget. The key insight from Dropbox? They aligned the incentive perfectly with the product. More storage was the thing people wanted most from Dropbox. So giving away more storage as the reward made the referral feel natural, not transactional. The product sold itself because sharing the product gave you more of the product. Chapter 2: Airbnb and the Craigslist Hack. The year is 2009. Brian Chesky and Joe Gebbia have a wild idea. What if strangers could rent each other's spare rooms? There's just one problem. Nobody has ever heard of them. The entire concept feels dangerous, weird, and untrustworthy. How do you bootstrap trust from scratch in a 2-sided marketplace? Their answer was audacious. They built a bot that could automatically cross-post Airbnb listings to Craigslist, one of the largest platforms on the internet at the time, with millions of people already searching for places to stay. When someone clicked on a Craigslist listing, they were redirected to Airbnb's platform. This was technically against Craigslist's terms of service. It was borderline illegal. It was also genius. Airbnb essentially hijacked Craigslist's existing user base and redirected that attention to their own platform for free. This move is now legendary in Silicon Valley as one of the most creative growth hacks in startup history. The Airbnb lesson? Go where your users already are. Don't wait for people to find you. Find the platform that already has your potential customers and figure out how to get in front of them. Airbnb didn't build a distribution channel from scratch. They borrowed one. Chapter 3: Hotmail and PayPal, when the product becomes the advertisement. In 1996, Sabir Bhatia and Jack Smith launched Hotmail, one of the first free web-based email services. The venture capitalists who backed them suggested a wild marketing idea. It cost almost nothing, and it spread like a virus. At the bottom of every single email sent from a Hotmail account, they added 6 words. P.S. I love you. Get your free email at Hotmail. Every email was a tiny billboard. Every conversation was a marketing moment. Within 6 months, Hotmail had 1 million users. Within 18 months, 12 million, in a world where the internet had only about 70 million users total. That's a 17% market penetration in under 2 years. They were acquired by Microsoft for $400 million. PayPal took a similar principle and made it even more aggressive. They paid people, literally. Sign up for PayPal and we'll deposit $10 in your account. Refer a friend and you both get $10. PayPal spent nearly $60 million on these cash bonuses, but it bought them something priceless: viral, explosive user growth that vaulted them to millions of users faster than any competitor could respond. Chapter 4: Facebook and the Exclusivity Engine. Mark Zuckerberg launched Facebook at Harvard in February 2004. Not to everyone, just to Harvard students. You needed a Harvard email address to join. This was not an accident. It was a deliberate strategic choice that weaponized human psychology. Here's the thing about being told you can't have something. You immediately want it more. Harvard students had Facebook. Yale students heard about it and demanded access. Columbia students. Then every Ivy League school. Then every major university. Then every college in America. By creating artificial scarcity and then releasing it methodically, Zuckerberg generated demand he could never have bought with advertising. Each new campus launch was a cultural event, an exclusive club opening its doors. Students recruited their own classmates because they wanted the community to exist. Facebook's lesson is perhaps the most counterintuitive of all. Sometimes restricting access accelerates growth. When you make something feel rare and exclusive, people fight to get in, and then they bring their network with them. The constraint was the strategy. Now here's what all four of these stories have in common. And this is the insight that can change how you build your next company. None of these founders woke up one day and said, "We need to hire a marketing team." They asked a completely different question. How does our product spread itself? Dropbox, you get more of the product by sharing it. Airbnb, your listing appears where searchers already are. Hotmail, every email you send is an advertisement. Facebook, you need your friends on the platform for it to be useful, so you invite them yourself. In each case, the growth mechanism was baked into the core experience. It wasn't an add-on, it wasn't a campaign, it was architecture. The product was designed to be inherently viral. And the beautiful thing? This approach actually creates better products. When your growth depends on users inviting other users, you're forced to build something worth sharing. You're forced to deliver real value before the transaction even happens. If you're building something right now, here's your challenge. Look at your product and ask, if a user loves this, what's the most natural way for them to share it? What happens when they do share it? Does the person they share it with get immediate value? If you can answer those three questions with something elegant, you might be sitting on a viral loop that no marketing budget could ever replicate. That's what separates billion-dollar companies from the ones that burn cash trying to buy attention. If you found this valuable, subscribe to Founder Fuel. Every week we break down the real strategies behind the world's most successful companies, the lessons they don't teach in business school.